Hey, what's up? Neal Walter here for the Guitar Tricks channel. Channel. Coming your way with a new lesson for you. And a tip of the week too. Tip of the week is on starting a solo. Had a request. How do I start a solo? What's the best way to start a solo? Here's a tip. Use chord tones from the chord underneath the first measure of the solo. So if the first measure of the solo is on an A, pick the notes out from that chord and use those in the first measure of your solo. They don't have to be in the same position. You've got A, E, and C sharp. But you can do them in a higher scale position. For instance, that's your tip of the week. On to our lesson of the week. Solo technique lesson. I'm going to show you a technique. It involves trills and slides. And if you're newer at soloing and you're trying to use the whole neck of the guitar, and you're like, how do I go from low to high? This is one trick that'll get you there. So for example, I'll be playing in the key of A. If you're trying to get, let's say you just know the basic pattern, pentatonic scale, and of course an octave above is the same pattern. You want to get between the two, this is the way you can do it. Now fast that might seem complicated, but let me break it down for you. What I'm doing here is I'm doing a trill and then sliding up to the next note. If I'm going up, if I'm going backwards, it's the opposite. So if I do a trill, slide down to the next note in the scale, which you can find by matching the other notes that you do know. If you're trying to expand your scale, your neck knowledge, you can pick out the notes that you do know, find it on the next string. Okay, there's one there. So I know that's a note in the scale. Also this one, that's right there. And then with this scale, I know I have that one and this one. So there I've connected all the dots between those two scales, just matching notes that I already know if I only know that one scale. So descending with the trill slide, it's just a hammer on and a pull off. Right here I'm up at the 17th fret B string, just pulling off in that scale pattern, sliding down to the next note in the scale, and then doing the same thing. Slide down, and you got to apply enough pressure so the note's still ringing. You have to hammer on hard enough with your next finger so that it rings out. Now if you already know your hammer-ons and pull-offs, this will be easier. If your finger strength isn't there yet, you might want to practice just some basic trills like this until you make sure you hammer on and then pluck off a little bit with the downward pull. So once again, descending in the A pentatonic pattern, sounds like this. And then if I was going to ascend with the same pattern, starting on this note, 5th fret of the B string, sound like this. You don't have to do this up and down the neck too. You can use it as a slight accent to change up your soloing a little bit. For example, you might do something like this. Just 3 notes. Or using the minor scale, Buckethead does this, you might use a little thing like this in the A minor scale. It's actually an old classical phrasing. Or something like this. Or you could use the minor scale descending as well instead of the pentatonic if you want to have more notes and more flavor in there like this. So if you don't know your minor scale yet, that might take a little extra work, or if you do, a little extra tip for you to add to your soloing technique. That's our lesson for this week. Remember, if you're not watching us on guitartricks.com, you're missing a free lesson every week. So head on over to guitartricks.com/channel Sign up for our newsletter and I will personally mail you 2 free lessons every week, and you can ask me any question you want just by clicking Ask Neal. Also, free tabs to this lesson and all the Guitar Tricks channel lessons are also at guitartricks.com/channel. Rock and roll! Later, Gator!